formation. Juarez, the pistol back. There goes Bell. He's looking to throw. Throws off to his left side. It's going to be intercepted. I believe that's number 22, Ryan Clifton, who's got some rumor on the left side. The 10, the 5. Touchdown, Calaveras.
Ryan Clifton with a great play on the ball. The quarterback, he undercut that route and just picked it off and took it, 45, 50 yards up the field. A great play by Clifton.
Let's talk football. Let's talk football. Let's talk football.
With Coach Val. All right, welcome everybody. Thank you for tuning in to Let's Talk Football with Coach Val. I'm your host, Gil Valtierra, the voice of Calaveras football, and we are coming to you on location from Frank Meyer Field here in beautiful San Andreas, Calaveras High School. It's Tuesday, June 23rd, and we are at the 2026 Battle of the Buttes football camp. And with me, next to me, in the press box, is none other than head varsity football coach at Calaveras High School, state champion football coach, Coach Manny Mosa. Coach, the Calaveras faithful are dying for some football.
Right. It's about that time.
It's about that time. Tell us a little bit about this event today. Last year was at Argonaut. You got Argonaut High School. You got Bret Harte High School. You got the Calaveras over here all competing. Tell us a little bit about this event, what you hope to accomplish with all of these schools, and what's going on in this two-day event.
Yeah, it's a great event. Last year, Coach Hickman from Argonaut, this was his idea, and we had a great time at Argonaut. I felt like the players really benefited from a little extra work against another color uniform, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
And so again, Coach Hickman, man, thank him for getting this thing going, and hopefully we can continue to do this each year. Spread it around to the other programs, the local programs. We feel like Bret Harte, Argonaut, and Amador last year. That's the neighbors.
Sure.
And if we can all help each other be successful, that's what it's all about.
Absolutely. So now in this camp, from an X's and O's and a football standpoint, there isn't any gear, there isn't any contact or anything like that. So from a coaching perspective, when you look at all the drills and everything that's going out here today, what are you hoping to see from your team in these next 2 days? And what are you hoping that they get accomplished, or at least, move forward on the right track, getting ready for the season?
There's a lot. Number one, who's showing up? We know it's going to be long days. We know it's going to be a lot of work. It's going to be hot out. Who's showing up? Who's going to put in the work? Even though there's no score on the scoreboard, you know what I mean? The other thing is the kids compete a little more when you're playing against another team, when you're playing against other players. Sometimes, your own practice can become methodical, as much as we try not to let it, it can. So now we're competing against another school. The players are competing against each other, and sometimes, you start to see some things that, you like, things you don't like, things you need to correct, and it takes that little extra competitiveness to bring it out.
Yeah, you bet. And even though, no contact or anything like that, I would imagine there's got to be some, a lot of work on the detail as far as fundamentals go, as far as, where your hand placement and feet placement and, and your blocking assignments and kind of all of the detailed, intricate details of coaching different positions. I'm sure we'll get Coach Anderson up here later to talk about the O-line. But Coach, last year, Calaveras did what every team aspires to do, which is win the very last game of the season. This was done by beating Bishop Union 42-21 down in Southern California and winning the CIF State Division 5A State Championship. How do you go into a new season coming off that historic win from a mindset perspective compared to all the previous years when the mindset was, we're chasing to get out to that section title game again? What's the difference? I mean, this is new territory, right?
Yeah, I was just going to say that. I'll let you know when I figure it out. I think the biggest thing is, every season is a new season. Every team is a different team, a new team, different players, just different things happen. I think what we need to try to take from that state title run for these underclassmen that were a part of it is we now know what it takes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it takes a boatload of hard work. It takes a lot of unity, team unity. You know, the family chants, the family breaks. You know, it takes a lot of that. It takes a tight knit group. It takes a little bit of luck. You know, I mean, there's a lot of things that it's going to take to go win a state title, and so I hope those players that were part of it, they know that, they see that, and they don't take that for granted. But ultimately, this is a new year. It's new players, different players in positions. You know, these guys are going to have to figure out their own path, their own way to get it done. Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about that. When you talked about new players, last year that state championship team had 12 seniors that graduated. Some very impactful players, and running backs Enrique Hernandez, Cody Paulson, Buddy Kavanaugh on the line, Michael Crandall on the line. Tell us a little bit about who do you think are some returners that can help make an impact on this year's team, and maybe some newcomers out there that can make a name for themselves as far as this up and coming season goes. Who, if we're out there on Friday night getting ready to call the game on KVGC, who might I be mentioning a lot?
Yeah, I think our quarterback Cohen Curtin, everything runs through him. He's ready. He's engaged, always engaged, always looking for something. A little extra coaching, ideas, anything. Yeah, he works so hard. The offense is going to run through him, and truth be told, he's going to be on the defensive side of the ball quite a bit this year. Colton Ray, very good linebacker last year. Going to get more fullback reps this year. Even though he got 5 games of fullback reps last year in the playoffs and all the way through the state title game. He's going to step right in and fill that role, no problem. Owen Shahan, Quincy Dyson, those are 2 guys that are they're going to get some reps, whether it be at U, Z, we will see. But those guys, they got big shoes to fill. We got to pick up yards. We got to score touchdowns, and those 2 guys are going to see the ball in their hand quite a bit. Peyton Long out there at X, he's returning. He got a lot of reps last year. We expect a lot out of him. Landon Patrick, he'll fill in at tight end for Corey Castle. That should be a smooth transition as well. He works really hard, very strong, works hard in the weight room, good blocker. We returning 2 of our 5 starting O linemen, Ike Chance and Red Brock. Those guys got their hands full. We got three other open positions there. We got to figure out who's going to fill them.
Right.
I'll say Buddy Kavanaugh, Michael Crandall, their names didn't get mentioned enough. Those guys really made things happen on front. They opened the holes. They opened the seams. They had the attitude that we needed to make that state title run. But we got to find those guys.
Right.
Who are going to be those types of football players this year. And I think we got some guys there. It's going to take some time to find them. It's going to take some time for them to come out. Newcomers, Aaron Kep is back. He looks really good. He hasn't played in a few years, but it doesn't look like he's missing a beat right now.
So he's fresh and healthy.
John Daly coming up from JV. He should be a real good part of offense and defense. Austin Locke played quite a bit,
right,
in the state title game and the playoffs last year. He's going to be next to Colton Ray at linebacker there as a sophomore. So he's got not necessarily big shoes to fill, but he's going to have to figure some things out real quick because we need him to, and I think he will. Coach Clark wouldn't put him there if he didn't think he had it in him.
Absolutely.
So I think we got some guys to fill in. We got a few holes. We got to figure that out, and this camp is kind of where that starts.
Yeah. So you got a lot of young players that got that experience in the postseason last year, and then now returning. So it should be a very exciting season. Of course, that offensive line is going to be crucial. It all starts up front, like you said, Coach. And there's a big difference between when you have somebody on that line that's like not only does he know his job, he knows everybody else's job and is kind of the quarterback of the line and helps with the rest of his guys make sure that they know their assignments. So I'm sure all summer long that'll be the focus for you guys to get these guys going. And like you said, today's the day that it all gets started. The 2026 Butte football Battle of the Buttes football camp here at Calaveras High School. The rest of this episode, we're going to be talking with the head coach at Argonaut, John Hickman, the head coach at Bret Harte, Quinn Whittle, interview some of the players for all three of these football teams here in the up and coming season. Coach Mosa, I know you're getting busy time. Not only are you running your football team and your staff, but you're running this event. So I'm going to let you get back at it. I appreciate you taking a few moments to talk with us. Coach Mosa, thank you.
Thanks for having me.
You bet. All right, folks, with me now up here in the press box is head varsity football coach at Bret Harte High School and Angels Camp, Coach Quinn Whittle. Coach, thanks for spending a few moments with us. I know you're a busy guy trying to get these guys going down there. Coach, what have you seen so far in this camp from your team that you like, and what are you hoping to get accomplished in this 2-day camp with your team?
So far, I've been happy. We had a lot of young guys show up, and they've been improving every day. And they're seeing a lot of first-time looks for some good competition out here. Both these schools that are here with us are really good. So I really like that. I like our pass game, how our pass game's been doing so far, and our secondary's been playing pretty well in 7-on-7 matchups. We're short linemen. We have a lot of our older guys didn't come, but that's one thing we're a little bummed about because we were hoping to get them some more experience.
Sure.
But it's been good for the young guys. That's what I'm really happy about. In this 8th grade class coming in, they could be a special group if they keep working.
Yeah. So when you got an event like this where there's no pads, there's no helmets, there's no contact. From a coaching perspective, what's the most important thing for you as far as what you want to see or what you want to get done with your guys during this event?
Yeah, you're looking more technique, especially O-linemen, hand placement, footwork, that type of stuff. And then, same outside with our skill guys. We're just, are our route spacing right? Are we running the right routes? Are we breaking at the right depth? Can we handle press coverage? Are the quarterbacks making the right reads? And it's different because we've been to a few 7-on-7. We just went to one in Tascadero last 2 weeks ago. So it's a different look because we're actually getting some 11-on-11 time. So that's been good for us. It shows the true speed of the game. Guys are coming downhill to fill holes, and are we in the right spot? That's the big question. So, yesterday was a little rough for us just because we were so young, but it was a great learning experience. Our guys learned a lot from it, especially the younger guys. It was really good for them.
Sure. So there's a lot more to it than just the contact. I mean, there's a lot of the thinking and reads and footwork, like you said. So this is a good experience for them. Coach, last year you guys were 3-8 overall, 1-6 in the Motherlode League. You finished the season just the way you started it with a victory over Del High in the CIF bowl game. You played Big Valley, River Islands, and Riverbank very close. All three of those games could have very easily turned out to be wins, and then boom, you're 6-5 on the season. Do you feel like this team's kind of right on the cusp of taking it to the next level?
They are. We lost a lot of seniors. I think we graduated 14 or 15 last year, but we have a lot of talent in the skill position. That's what we're really excited about this year. I mean, we have good linemen there. We're just thin.
Mm-hmm.
But if we can stay healthy, this team could start taking us to the next level. And that's really, what we're vying for. Hey, be, in the playoff hunt late or be competitive late. And let's have either 500 or winning record and see where we can go from there. I know we've got a long way to go still, just this is our second year, but we've already noticed a difference in the weight room.
Good.
The mentality in the kids is different. They're working hard. So
nice.
We're excited.
Tell us about some of the players on this year's team that you think, may have an impact and may have be able to help this team get to that next level.
Yeah, we got Jack Brixey. He missed a lot of last year with an injury. He's going to be one of our key returners on defense. Just works really hard all off season's been going outside of weights to other facilities to train. He's all football, and we're really excited for the year he's going to have. We lost TJ Bent in the middle of the year last year with a shoulder, and he was having a great season at linebacker. So we're really excited about him, another returning senior. And then our quarterbacks, we We have Jesh Wallman, who's a junior. We're excited about him. He brings a whole nother level to the position, similar to what Easy did last year for us. And then we're bringing up Colton Kane. He's a sophomore, more of a pocket guy, but makes really good reads, really good decisions. He's come a long way since his freshman year, and we're excited. And so we're just gonna probably roll the 2 quarterback system this year, but then Jesh gives us another weapon outside. So I'm excited about that group. Marcus Kelly's coming back. He was all second team all league corner for us. He's going to be the big impact on our defense. And then Tristan Plowman's our leader on the line. He's not here with us, but we're hoping he can show up soon and start helping us out.
Great. Tell us a little bit about how are the numbers looking at, in the JV and even down in the youth level as far as overall how the program is looking. I know you have some background in that area, so tell us a little bit about how all that's looking so far. I know it's early in the season,
Yeah.
But obviously that bodes well for your team if those numbers are good there.
Definitely. Yeah, no, the numbers are great with the young guys.
Nice.
I think we got 15 freshmen that came in this year, plus returners from last year. And that group works. Like they've bought into the weight room. They don't, they're not messing around in there. They're working hard. I think we should have 25, maybe 30 guys by the time school starts on JV. And so we're really excited about that and the potential there because they're really buying in and starting to understand how our scheme is. It's the second year in the scheme, but defensively they're really picking it up. There's a lot of verbiage, but once you understand it, it clicks and you can see it as we progress, especially through the 7-on-7. It's a lot of talking in the secondary, but they're starting to pick it up.
Very nice. I know last year when I came to visit you in the preseason, I met you in the weight room, and that place was standing room only. You had a lot of guys in there, so that's a good sign because that's you and I have been coaching a long time. We know that it all starts right there in the weight room.
Absolutely. And Matt Albanese, our defensive coordinator, he's our weight trainer, and he's got those kids to buy in. He's just really good at it. He just gets the kids to lift, and he's in there, and we're in there. We're lifting with him just to show him we all work too. But he's so good at motivating the kids, and that helps a lot. It's not a boring weight room. The music's blaring, it's going. So we try to get it exciting in there and just get the kids really wanting to work hard.
That's good stuff. All right, folks, out there in Angels camp, the Bret Harte Bullfrog fans, you heard it. That's Coach Quinn Whittle, the head varsity football coach at Bret Harte High School. Get out there and support the team this coming season. These guys are out here working hard in preparation for the season. Coach, I know you got a busy couple of days here ahead of you. I really appreciate your time.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
You bet. Take care. All right, sitting next to me now, folks, is head varsity football coach at Argonaut High School, Coach John Hickman. Coach, during this 2-day camp, there's no pads, no contact. Tell us from a coaching perspective what you're hoping to get accomplished for your team during this 2-day event.
Yeah, so not having contact, they took that away a few years ago. And so camps like this, we're looking for the basics. We want to see, form, footwork, precision and routes, understanding of the overall, offensive and defensive schemes. And we're getting a great look at it. And I mean, above all, we want to see competition. It's tough to get that competitive aspect over summer. You might get a few 7-on-7s, which aren't always super practical to actual football. So being here and being able to get kind of a live look to a point, it's extremely helpful, and it shows, what spots we need to work on, what we're good at right now, and where we need to focus our time for the next month and a half.
Sure, you bet. Now, last year you got this Battle of the Buttes football camp going, and you had it over at Argonaut High School. You hosted it this year. It's at Calaveras. Tell us, moving forward, what are you hoping to get as far as just this event and all the local schools and changing venues like this? Tell us a little bit about your mind behind kind of getting this thing going.
Yeah, I mean, we used to go up to Tahoe, and it becomes kind of a financial issue. It costs a lot of money to get everybody up there, and I know other small schools go through the same issues. So we decided to kind of get this together, and last year went great. This year's going great. We'd love to start adding more teams,
sure,
and keeping teams coming back, because I think it's super beneficial if teams aren't already going to a camp somewhere. CIF allows us to get up to 18 hours of practice time with team camps. So that's extra practice time that you're not going to see, through the summer. So this is super valuable, and I think the kids really enjoy it. It builds a lot of team camaraderie, brings the guys together. You know, I don't let these guys leave on lunch break. We all eat together. I make them do the pool time this year, make them eat dinner with everybody. So I think it's just great for the team aspect.
Yeah, and besides learning the skills from football, you know, fundamentals and technique and footwork and all that stuff, you know, right before lunch today, they were out there doing a tug of war. So it looks like they're having a good old time. Lots of kids high-fiving each other, laughing, and having a good time.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. It's great to see them competing, you know, and it's great to see them coming together, you know, because especially today, you know, with all the technology and all in the palm of your hand, it's really easy for these kids to get super isolated, you know, and football is the ultimate team sport. So if you've got that kind of, you know, distraction all year, and you never get these kids together, then they're never going to come together as a team.
Right.
You know, so that we love this. We love any team camp aspect of just being able to come together and get these guys together for a few days and struggling together, having success together. That way they know how to ride the highs and lows during an actual season.
Sure. Coach, last year Argonaut went 5-6 overall, 3-4 in the Sierra Valley Conference. What do you think your team needs to do this season to be in the hunt and start competing, you know, with the top teams in your conference like Liberty Ranch and Bradshaw?
Yeah, I mean, you know, obviously Liberty is the front runner this year. Bradshaw is kind of the benchmark for this league, and you know, I think we just have to keep our heads down and keep working the way we have been. Stay strong in the weight room, do all the right things on the field, do all the right things off the field. You know, there's a lot of things that you have to, you know, accomplish to even get to a season, to actually get to week one. And they've done everything they needed to do to that point. So it's staying on task and doing their job and getting through it.
Yeah, and you mentioned week one. I mean, Argonaut definitely is going to have to hit the ground running. Tough preseason schedule. Colfax, Calaveras. Tell us a little bit about the mindset about that first few weeks there of the season.
Yeah, we always like to schedule tough, and we don't like the cupcake schedule. So we open it up on the 28th with Hillmar, and they're a great team. A lot of tradition in that area. I mean, everybody loves football in Hillmar. It's a football town, so. I think it's a great benchmark for us to open up with and see where we're at and see if we're ready to compete for a championship. And then, you know, you move on to Colfax with Stowers, great receiver. His dad's the coach. They're always, you know, very disciplined and well coached. And then you move to Calaveras, and you know they're the state champs. You know, you can't get a higher benchmark than that. So it's great test for us early on, and then, you know, opening up league with Bradshaw. You know, we're put on the map right away. We're either, you know, immediately contenders, or you know, we got some time to work.
You're gonna know right away.
Yep.
You're gonna know right away. Your teams the last couple of years have been very talented, young team. Casper, your quarterback, Errol Gardner, Xander Castro. You've had some key contributors. Have been young guys, and then your JV team last year was a very good, well disciplined football team. Right now, you know, you look at Argonaut team, and on paper, like, hey, they're going to be a tough team to contend with. Tell us a little bit about your feeling about what you see in your team so far, and what you know, what your prospects are for the coming season. Yeah,
I mean, we're still pretty young. We've got some older guys now that are contributors, but we're still pretty young. You know, I look at Jordan. I brought him up as a freshman 2 years ago. Now he's going into his junior year, and I mean, the positive changes he's made in the last couple of years are huge. So I'm really looking forward to him taking that big step. I think he's the first freshman quarterback to start on varsity in Argonaut history.
Wow.
We haven't seen anybody else do that. So really excited for what he's going to do. And, you know, this team, we're big up front. We're fast in the back end. So we've got all the ingredients to put together a really good team, you know. And it's just our job as coaches not to mess that up, you know, and put them in the right spots. Do what we can. You know, we're staying pretty simple on the offensive side of the ball, very simple on the defensive side of the ball. We've fine-tuned a lot of things. You know, last year was the first year running the fly for these guys. And I think for a lot of them, you know, they look at Calaveras, they know they run the fly, and they look at the way they run it, and they're like, you know, why don't we run it like that? And I'm like, well, they've been doing it since they started walking.
Right.
You know, these guys have been doing this for a long time, and you guys are just learning it. So it's only getting better and better every day we get out there. So I'm really happy with that, and I think that's just going to continue to expand going forward.
You bet. Those guys up front, I look at your linemen, and I mean, man, I would not want to flip the bill for lunch for that group. They passed the eye test, that's for sure. Tell me a little bit about that group up front.
Yeah, no, they're we're led by Jerry Marsden. The dude's big in the weight room. He's super athletic. I always say, if I had a couple extra linemen, he'd probably be a tight end. I mean, he's right in that realm. Good basketball guy, so he's got the athletic ability. But then I look at, Luca Downey is the leader of that group as far as captain. And that guy, he maybe 3 reps a game last year. Didn't get a ton of playing time, but he's a guy that as soon as we opened that weight room after series, that guy was in it, and he hasn't left it since. He's a student of the game. He's the top of his class academically.
That's great.
Great guy off the field, FFA guy. But he worked to earn that spot. And, you don't always see that every year, where you have a guy that does everything exactly the way you tell him to do it. And he does it full speed, and there's no other off switch. So I'm really excited to see what he does this year at guard for us. And then we have 2 towers at tackle right now. We're kind of blessed where we've got 2 really tall, really long tackles. They're both young. Tucker Bowling's a junior. Knox Haugus is a sophomore. And the only thing we were worried about, we're like, okay, can we get a little nasty out of him?
Right.
Can we see that little edge? And we saw that yesterday. We were really excited to see that side of them. That means they're ready to play varsity football. So really excited to see them grow and only get better these next couple years. Tristan Woodruff at center for us. He's a weight room hound. So we've got a solid group up front. We're excited about it. As long as we stay healthy,
Sure,
we'll be good to go.
Absolutely. Well, Coach, I'm going to let you go. I know you're a busy man getting these guys going. We've been talking with the head varsity football coach at Argonaut High School, Coach John Hickman. Coach, I wish you and your team the absolute best of luck this coming season.
I appreciate it. Thank
All right,
you.
you got it. All right, folks. So now I have sitting beside me is running back and defensive back from Argonaut High School, number 23, Errol Garner, and fullback and defensive end from Argonaut High School, number 6, Mario Lopez. Guys, thanks for coming up, spending a few moments with me. I know I'm probably cutting into your break, running all these drills and stuff. Tell me a little bit about how you guys feel about this particular 2-day event and this camp, and what do you like about it, and as far as just getting together with the guys and then prepping for the season. Tell me about your feelings on the camp.
I'd say I think we have high expectations. Our offense has been looking good. Our defense has been looking good. We still got to capitalize and work on a bunch of stuff. But we're looking good. We met our expectations. So.
Great. So that's Errol. Mario, what do you think? How's the camp going so far?
It's been good. There's a lot of good work between all the teams, like good competition. It's just really showing us where we're at and what we have to do to build up to get stronger.
Okay, guys. Errol, I know you were on the team last year. Mario, you're on the team last year as well, right?
Came a little late last year.
Okay, so looking at last year, you finished off with a win against Ceres in the bowl game. Had a great win against Rosemont. That was an incredible game.
Yeah.
Obviously, trying to get it to the next level and get into that postseason play, and get to where you're competing against Liberty Ranch and Bradshaw.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us a little bit about what you see from this year's team, where you think what's going to help you get to that next level.
So this year's team, I say we have a lot more effort. Our effort levels up there, and people are putting in the work. We're putting in a lot of work in the off season, and we've been lifting, and everything's going a lot better than it did last year.
Okay.
And I'd say we just staying together, teamwork, keeping guys in check. Really, captains got to do their jobs.
Sure.
So
How about you, Mario?
Yeah, it's really it. Just all the off work season. We just gotta keep working.
Because like the past 2 years we haven't had as a successful season as we wanted to. Like our expectations were supposed to go to sections last year, but fell very short.
Right.
So we have somewhere we want to go, and we changed our motto. Every time we break, it's 13 because it's 13 games till the section championship.
Nice.
Yeah,
I like that.
we're locking in, trying getting better.
Now, you guys, I mean, Errol, what year are you going to be this year?
I'm a upcoming senior.
Upcoming senior.
Yeah, both of us.
So you guys played varsity the last, what?
2 years.
2 years?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you got a lot of experience.
Yeah.
You started out playing varsity at very young.
Yeah.
So when you look at that, coming in with that experience, do you think that's helped you to where you feel like you're going to be successful this coming season?
Yeah, like I was just thinking about it the other day. Like I was scared playing varsity coming up, you know, and every year I just continue to get better. I continue to put in the work in the off season, and that was really the main thing because my confidence level just rose. I knew what I could do, and you know, it's really all confidence because once you got confidence, you can really do anything.
Yeah, I think that's crucial. That's the key thing is the confidence and already playing there.
Yeah.
I remember the first time I moved from JV to varsity and like the play happened so fast. I was like, whoa, what just happened, right?
The speed's
different.
a lot different, yeah.
And then now you're just kind of like, okay, I can do this. I'm going to take it to the next level.
Yeah.
I look at your guys' schedule and I'm like, man, right? It's like, okay, Colfax and that Hillmar, TVL, and then Calaveras. And then, of course, opened up the league with Bradshaw. So you guys are going to have to hit the ground running. Tell me a little bit about how you feel about right away, right off the bat, just getting at it.
Now our line has been like doing better than we have all young guys coming up from the JV, and we've honestly been doing really good, way like better than I expected because we're all young. You know, it takes time to learn and get good at everything. So, but our line, I think we're gonna have a pretty good solid line since the past couple of years. So I mean, we should have a pretty good run game. You know, we just got to keep working. You know?
Okay. How about you, Mario? Any thoughts?
Yeah, we're excited. We can't wait. We're just ready to put the pads on and get out there on the field.
Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah.
So if you look at the schedule, and I don't know if you guys looked at it yet, is there any one particular game? Because I know when I played, there's just like, okay, ooh, I can't wait to that one, right?
Yeah.
So tell me, who's that for you? Like where you looked at that one and said, I can't wait for that one.
Maybe like Liberty Ranch.
Liberty Ranch, Bradshaw Christian. Those two are
Well, the top two in your league right there. So
they're
you're
top
right.
two, but also I feel like those were the most aggressive like games, and I feel like we were just all in and just. I mean, we fell short both. I mean, very short a couple times, but you know, it's. I mean, we just got to capitalize.
Okay. So Liberty Ranch, Bradshaw, I can see that.
Yeah.
If you had to pick, say one thing to say, hey, no matter what, this season we're gonna do this thing to help you be successful. What do you think that would be for each one of you?
I'd say, probably like my blocking. I'm straight blocking for him, like you know, because last year that was one of my negatives, and I know I can get better at it. I've been getting better at it, so.
Okay, so just working on your blocking.
Clear the hole for him, dude.
There you go. How about you, Mario?
I think we just need to keep the team strong together and make sure everyone's on the same page, and everyone needs to know where we need to be at all times and just work.
Well, I think you guys are doing a good job thus far. I know it's early, but I had Coach Hickman up there, and he mentioned both of you guys are captains, and that's for a reason. Coaches don't do that for anybody. Yeah. So congrats to both of you for starting out on the right foot. I've been talking with number 23, right? Errol Garner, running back. Yeah. And number 6, Mario Lopez. I wish you both the absolute best of luck in the up and coming season.
Thank you.
When you guys play Calaveras, we'll be doing airing it on KVGC radio.
Nice.
So I'll be on the air calling it for you, and I'm sure I'm going to be mentioning your guys' name during that game.
You know it. Come on.
All right. So I wish you guys the best of luck, and I appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Thank you. You too.
All right. All right. Sitting next to me now is legendary offensive and defensive line coach for Calaveras High School, Coach Scott Anderson. Coach, thanks so much for spending a few moments with me. I know you're a busy guy trying to get these guys going at this camp. Tell me a little bit about, obviously, up front, losing Michael Crandall and Buddy Kavanaugh from the state championship team last year is some big shoes to fill. Tell me a little bit about this upcoming group. Any newcomers, any returners from last year's team do you think is going to be impactful that's going to help this team this season?
Yeah, so losing those two guys were, was a bittersweet type of deal. They moved on. They helped us out for 3 years up here at the varsity level. We can't forget Jordan Lyles. He was kind of the smaller guy in the front last year. We have 2 returning guys from that state championship team, Red Brock and Ike Chance. So we got two bookends that I feel will be nice. I think we have some guys in the mix up front. Right now we're looking at Huggy Bear Jack and Grant Emerson to fill a couple of these positions, and I think we're working towards it today. You know, we've got a unit working. We haven't really done a lot of stuff together during the spring, but it looks good so far. You know, without pads on, of course.
Sure. Working on technique, footwork, all that stuff.
Yeah. It's tough to really get a good gauge. You know, guys don't want to stick their face in there and get a nosebleed or you know a lip split. So I understand that.
Right. Now I was talking with Coach Mosa, the head coach, earlier. And he pretty much said this upcoming season is totally dependent on how you do with that group up front.
Right. Yeah.
The whole season depends on you, Coach.
Yeah, pull a rabbit out of the hat once again, right? You know what? We had questions about the offensive line last year. You know, we had two solid positions, Buddy and Michael, of course. And, you know, we found three other guys that came in and plus our tight end, Corey Castle. And that it worked out for us, you know, arguably the best offensive line we had. Nobody can argue it. You know, they won the state title. So,
right.
Yeah.
Well, and tell me a little bit about, I mean, people think up front, you're like, all right, you got to have, you know, big guys that can move guys around, but there's a lot more to it, especially with the fly offense as far as being able to move on your feet. And then somebody like Buddy last year was kind of almost the quarterback of that line where he knew his job, but he knew the guy's job next to him where you say, hey, down block the tackle, or hey,
right.
you go get the backer, or, you know, tell me a little bit about that dynamic.
Yeah. So that's kind of two questions in one, but having an athletic offensive line running the fly is huge. I got in a conversation with the Argonaut guys coaches last night, and they're like, hey, how do you find these, you know, smaller guards, you know, and they're just moving around, you know? And I said, you know, we get what we get and we make them football players, you know? So that is, you know, about what it is. Right. Yeah, having a quarterback at center, a 3-year starter, was a luxury. We're still looking for that guy right now.
Still
looking. Yeah. Jack's doing a good job. He was behind Buddy last year, and he didn't get a lot of reps. You know, Buddy was our Iron Man, and so hopefully he'll get there.
Right.
Yeah.
Looking at the schedule, I look at Calaveras' schedule, and right off the bat, you know, you're looking at, you know, Ripon Christian, Balboa, who's a 2-time state champion out of San Francisco. I'm like, all right, what, De La Salle wasn't available? Or, you know, there's no playing around with that preseason schedule. Bradshaw Christian, who's perennial powerhouse over in the Sierra Valley Conference. Tell me about when you look at that schedule, what pops into your mind mentally as far as just getting your guys ready?
We just take it a week by week, you know. We get through this camp, then we can start looking ahead. But as you said, you know, we've got two really, and Argonaut, they're going to be really good, man. They've got some cats this year. You know, their offensive line probably averages 250, 260 or more. Right. Probably 6'3" average. So
they passed the eye test. That's for sure.
Absolutely. So, you know, our first 3 games are going to be, you know, barn burners. Balboa. They're coming up from San Francisco in September.
Right.
It's going to be hot for them. So, you know, hopefully they're conditioned for the heat. So that one's going to be interesting. You know, it's probably going to be, you know, speed against power. It's kind of like the entire NorCal game, you know.
Right.
You know, that
spread offense.
Yes. Yeah. So
what about Ripon Christian? They pretty much almost mirror Calaveras, and Calaveras fell short to them last year. Yeah. Any asterisks next to that game going that's something we want another shot at?
Yeah, it'd be nice to get them. You know, we kind of crapped down our leg last year, turnovers in the red zone and fourth down busts. You know, so yeah. It'd be nice to get after those guys and get a win. We haven't beat them in quite a while, so it's up there. Yeah.
So we're due.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we're definitely we're due for sure.
So in a 2-day camp like this, Coach, running the line, getting men up front, what are you hoping to get accomplished? What do you want to see out of these guys in this 2-day camp?
We're looking for communication, for guys to understand our calls. You know, Jack McGinney, our center right now. He was making so many calls, I didn't even know what they were doing up there. So, you know, we'll slow it down in the next couple of weeks before the dead period and analyze some film, and just go from there. Communications is number one for us guys up front. Everybody's got to understand their role and be able to help your buddy when needed.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hey, we've been talking with legendary offensive and defensive line coach Scott Anderson at Calaveras High School. Coach, wish you the best of luck this coming season.
I appreciate you having me, and I noticed you have a little hardware on your ring there. Look, your ring there looks pretty sweet.
With everybody here, all this football community around, I had to wear the ring to show them this is what you're all chasing for, guys.
Yeah, your left arm's going to be hanging longer than the other one tomorrow.
It's a little bit. My left shoulder's a little. And for those of you at home, if you want to know what that sound is,
let's go.
That's the ring, baby. Go. That's the ring.
Yeah, I've been here. This is my 33rd year, and we sniffed the section title, several times and just came up short, and we got that and eclipsed it all at the same time. What a nice run we had last year, and if the guys from last year's team are will be listening, I hope. Thank you guys very much for getting me there. It meant so much to me, and in reflecting on it. I hate to move on from that feeling,
Right.
I understand why some coaches retire once they get it, because
how do you beat that?
Right. Yeah.
I think it was after the Ripon Christian game, you guys went on a 12 straight wins.
Yeah.
All the way to the state championship game. I mean, what an historic season.
Right. I was over at Coach Billy Baker's retirement party.
Ex-Amador coach.
Yeah, Amador coach, yeah. And there were a lot of his players there, and I'd get by some of the coaches that I knew, and I'm like, did somebody say state champion around here? Somebody say state champ? I think I heard that somewhere.
Someone call me?
Yeah. They're like, come on, man. Yeah. So what a nice feeling, yeah. But we got to turn the page, new year, and... Reload, exactly. That's exactly the word, right? I appreciate you, Gil.
All right. Hey, thanks, Coach Anderson. And we'll see you down on the field.
Atta baby.
All right, folks. So sitting next to me right now is from Calaveras varsity football, number 6, Cohen Curran, the quarterback and defensive back. And now number 2, Colton Ray, running back and linebacker. Guys, thanks for spending the time, a few minutes with us. I know you've been busy a couple of days running this camp. Tell me first and foremost, how's the camp been? What's it feel like to get back out there again?
It feels really good just to be back out here competing with Argonaut and Bret Harte, because we both have them on our schedule this year. So it just gives us a good look at what we're going to be seeing for the upcoming season.
Excellent. Cool. Curran?
Yeah, just same stuff. It's good to be back out on the field and competing, and a little bit of physicality, not too much, but yeah, we're getting there.
Tell me what it's like. I mean, just from a mindset perspective. I mean, last year was just an historic season, winning the section championship. I mean, you look back to Ripon Christian, you guys won 12 straight games all the way to the Southern California and winning the state championship, and coming off a high like that. And then all of a sudden it's like, okay, now it's time to get back to work. How do you handle just mentally dealing with that dynamic?
I feel like we were handling the pressure very well. Last year was great, but now we're just on to this year. We got to focus on getting back to kind of where we were last year, just ultimately the same goals to win another state championship. And I feel like we're preparing very well. Even though it's early on in the season, I feel like we're preparing to get to the place we should be.
All right.
Yeah, I feel pretty much the same way. Like, I hear kids talking oh yeah, we should be able to win another state championship this year, and I feel like our focus needs to be we need to focus on winning week 1 and then week 2, and just taking it 1 week at a time.
Yeah, that's a good mindset to have. Looking at the beginning of this coming season, you look at the beginning of the schedule, and it's no cupcakes, right? Right away. You guys are facing was it Bradshaw, Balboa out of San Francisco, Argonaut? They got a lot of young talent that's been playing on varsity for a while now, so they're looking good. So the beginning of that schedule is pretty tough. Tell me what you guys think about having such a tough schedule right off the bat from the get-go.
Yeah, I'm excited for it, 100%. I'm just ready to prove that even though we're a small town school, we can compete against these bigger schools. And just test our skill.
Excellent.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I mean, even Argonaut, we're here at this camp with them getting a good look, but also even like Balboa and Bradshaw and Ripon Christian, like I feel like they are bigger schools, like Colton said, but I feel like if we're physical and we just keep our heads down and like have the right mindset, I think we'll be just fine.
All right. And then both of you having the experience of getting that ring and winning a state championship, tell me about the dynamic with now this new team, younger guys coming up, some returners. What's the message you're sending to this new group about, hey, here's what needs to get done if you guys want to be able to even have a chance?
Yeah, what I've been trying to focus on is just being the best leader and teammate I can be, and just preparing these guys because I was in their shoes before, and I just want them to have the 100% confidence that you can play on this level, and yeah.
All right.
Yeah, and not only the guys that are coming up, but also the guys that were on the team last year, but maybe stepping into starting positions. Like even those guys, just making sure like they're not like messing around during practice or whatever, and they're staying like lasered focused on whatever they're doing and going 100% on everything.
Okay. Now, if I don't know if you guys had a chance to look at the schedule for the upcoming season. If you did, what's the one game? Is there one game that sticks out that you put an asterisk by and said, "Ooh, I can't wait for that one right there"?
Somerville. I always like playing Somerville.
Somerville.
Also, the guy who said this last year was Bradshaw, and I think Bradshaw again, and Ripon Christian as well, because we lost to them, our only 2 losses last year. So it would be good to get those back.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like, you know, if you're Ripon Christian's kind of had our number the last couple of seasons, so it's like getting another shot at that is probably something would be at the top of the list, I would imagine. Any last words before I let you go? I know you got to warm up. You're about to take on another school here in some 7-on-7 action. Last words as far as for the Calaveras faithful is going to be listening all season long to you guys and cheering you guys on.
I'll just say stay tuned. We're going to put that work in and hopefully give you guys a great show every Friday night.
All right.
Yeah, I think you got it right there, man. Just we're going to keep our heads down, be working hard to have another great season.
All right, so you heard it, folks. That's number 2, Colton Ray, running back and linebacker, and the quarterback, number 6, Cohen Curran, the quarterback. And defense, a little bit more defense this year from what I hear, Curran. So are you excited for that?
Yeah, I'm very excited, actually.
Finally, instead of everybody trying to kill you, you get to go hit somebody.
Yeah.
All right, well, hey, I appreciate you guys' time. I wish you the absolute best of luck this coming season. Go out there and get them.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. All right, back up in the booth right next to me is head varsity football coach at Calaveras High School, Coach Manny Mosa. Coach, it's been 2 straight days. You've been out on this field morning, noon, and night, finishing up the 2026 Battle of the Buttes football camp. Tell me how you feel this camp went for you guys.
You know, I thought the camp went really well. I thought it went well for all programs involved. A lot of reps. You know, throwing, passing, running. I felt like, you know, we were able to see some things before we get started. And, you know, in August, you know, so I think it was really good. It was really good.
Yeah, I saw, you know, you guys are going up 7-on-7 against Argonaut. Curran looked good throwing the football. Looked even better out in defense, playing a little corner and safety. And we're going to see more of him on the defensive side this coming season?
Yeah, no question. He's, you know, Curran's one of our better athletes, very smart. He can really cover some ground out there on the defensive side of the ball.
Does it help knowing, like, you know, when the season gets started, you got Bret Harte and Argonaut both on the schedule, and they were both here at the camp. Does that help kind of getting a pre-look, so to speak, right before the season gets going?
Yeah, maybe a little bit. You know, I think it's the competition part, you know, just competing against somebody else other than your own team. And, you know, small school troubles. We don't have 50 kids on our squad, you know, so sometimes seeing somebody else, you know, it really puts things in perspective. Who can play where, how guys move, you know, who can cover who, you know, there's always that fast guy at the other school. You know, we all know how fast we are here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, you know, and what I like about it too is you know, we all run what we run. We're not worried about showing anything. And, you know, come season when we play each other, it's just, hey man, just strap it up and go play football.
Yeah, and these guys were having a lot of fun. I mean, right towards the end of the day here today, seeing sort of like a obstacle course on the lineman challenge, and those guys were competing and having a good old time watching those guys do that. So besides getting some football work done, it looked like it was a lot of fun for these guys to come out and compete like that.
I hope so. You know, it's better to have them out here doing something like this than sitting at home, you know, playing video games.
Right. Everybody stayed relatively healthy. I didn't see any major. Some couple guys with maybe a little muscle, you know, cramping up, that kind of stuff. But pretty minor stuff as far as everybody stood healthy.
You know, it's a good gauge of your conditioning.
Right.
And
especially in the heat, you know, it's a little warm.
And doing what we did here today, you know, like you said, a little bit warm. We don't have to tell them they're out of shape. They're feeling it, you know. But hey, that's it. Again, we're in June. Right. Everybody's out of shape. This is the time to get into shape and to get football ready.
Right. You know, it's funny you mentioned about speed, and you know, we run at a certain speed. Everybody knows their speed. All day long watching these guys compete out here, I don't think I've seen anybody run as fast as when the taco truck showed up at the end of this camp, and these guys went, whoa, and they went flying over to the taco truck. Tell me a little bit about that as far as, like, you know, feeding these guys and the logistics involved in getting all this done.
You know, man, we these guys, these players, they work hard, you know, and they want to do good for their school, their community, and for themselves as well. And anytime we can take care of them, give them a good meal, man, we try to do it.
Absolutely. So it looks like a successful camp. Now it's you know, probably dead period for a little bit, and then back to the drawing board.
Yep.
Before you know it, the season's going to be upon us, and you know, we're going to be doing this on a weekly basis. We're back at it.
Yeah, it's right around the corner. And you know what? Honestly, this is almost a kickoff for me as a coach. You know, it's last season was a long season. Still tidying some things up from last season. Still a lot of unfinished projects I wanted to get done in the off season, you know, and but it's okay. You know, now that we're here, we've done it. It's time to work on some things.
Get back at it.
Go back to the drawing board, right?
Get back to the drawing board, as it says on the back of your shampoo bottle: rinse, lather, repeat. So that's what we're looking for here. You know, 2026 Battle of Buttes football camp getting wrapped up today. Coach Manny Mosa, I want to thank you very much for putting on this camp, hosting it, for everything you do for the Calaveras football community. We appreciate you.
Yep, thank you for being here.
You bet. And be sure, all of you out there that are listening, thanks for tuning in. Season 3 of Let's Talk Football with Coach Val is right upon you. Next thing you know, we're going to be going every week. We'll have another episode previewing the Motherlode League with sports editor at the Calaveras Enterprise, Guy Dossie, and Greg Stark will join me for that Motherlode League preview. And we'll get that going. And next thing you know, we're going every week. Be sure to tune in every Friday night when the season starts on KVGC 96.5, 1340. I told Jim Geedy over at KVGC, I said, hey, man, you know, I don't know, you know, how we ended up on this oldie station. I said, but, you know, this is Calaveras country. And he said, you know, we'll put you on the country station. So this coming season, be sure to download that KVGC radio app. It's going to be Calaveras country every Friday night. Yours truly, bringing you all the play-by-play action. Coach, any last words for the Calaveras faithful?
No, I like it, man. Hey, man, we got another good group in store here, man. They're going to work hard. They're going to do their best this season, man. Can't wait to see what happens.
Absolutely. It'll be a fun, exciting season. Be sure to tune in every week as we get going. Until next time, we are out.
Let's talk football
with Coach Val.
Let's talk football
with Coach Val.
Let's talk football. Let's talk football
with Coach Val.
Let's talk football
with Coach Val.
Let's talk football
with Coach Val.
Let's talk football.
Slot formation. Juarez, the pistol back. There goes Bell. He's looking to throw. Throws off to his left side. It's going to be intercepted. I believe that's number 22, Ryan Clifton, who's got some rumor on the left side. The 10, the 5. Touchdown, Calaveras.
Ryan Clifton with a great play on the ball. The quarterback, he undercut that route and just picked it off and took it, 45, 50 yards up the field. A great play by Clifton.
Let's talk football. Let's talk football.